Zooey mama, what did y'all do? Because why did my last video get so many views? I have been doing Let's Plays on this channel for 5 years now. 5 years, buddy. The millisecond that I do anything besides the Let's Play, it gets 1,000 views. Are you kidding me? It's my most viewed video. Already, it's been like 2 days. Really? But one thing I do want to bring up though is, well, first off, yes, that video is not very good, and I don't really recommend watching it and expecting it to be like the best video ever. The views really are just kind of, I don't know how it got so many views, but it did. A lot of people in the comments called me out for not really having a script and for not really knowing what the f I was talking about. But well, yeah, that's completely true. I didn't know what I was doing that whole video. I never really have done anything like this before. So pretty much this video is the first video I've ever done in my whole life with a script that's pre-written. And yeah, the last video did not have that, so I kind of just talked about literally nothing for half the time. So anyway, I might go more in depth on 20XX in the future, because I know in that video I kind of just said I played it for like a minute and thought it was cool and that's it. But yeah, so that's about it. Sorry about that. Play the video. Fuck. Mega Man, known as Rockman in Japan, is a platform game developed and published by Capcom in 1987 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It was directed by Akira Kitamoru, with Nobuyuki Matsushima as the lead programmer, and this is the first game of the Mega Man franchise. Mega Man was produced by a small team specifically for the home console market, a first for Capcom, which previously focused on arcade video games. Now, this is Mega Man 1, a game that I've loved since I was but a wee little fella, a game that I've always played, a game that I've beaten countless times, a game that I honestly am not the best at, despite the fact I've been playing it my entire life. The story of Mega Man 1 is very interesting to me because the game is just another basic NES title. Like, it didn't really have much going for it. The game was pretty normal. Like, you kind of just go forward, you jump sometimes, maybe shoot some stuff. So, why is this one of the most beloved game franchises in the modern day? And why do people clamor for new games? And why are there over 130 games in the series? What the fuck? What? Well, all of those questions might be answered today, if I remember to put them in the rest of this very amateur script. But anyway, I'm SonnyBoy80. I don't really ever do videos like this, so sorry if it's really bad or something. Please leave a really mean comment down below if it is, and yeah. Mega Man is about the struggle of a young boy named Rock, who isn't really a boy, he's actually a robot, and when I was younger I didn't know that, so I used to argue with my brother a lot about whether or not he's a cyborg or just 100% a robot. Yeah, it turns out he's a robot, and I was wrong, but he's a humanoid robot, so you can't blame me for thinking that he was a person. As Mega Man, you face off against the evil Dr. Wily and the 6 robot masters under his control. Now, one thing that sets Mega Man apart from a lot of games released at the time is the fact that the game actually lets you choose which order you want to play the first 6 levels in. This is a pretty cool feature, not only because it can lead to a lot of replayability, but also it leads to a lot of thought being put into the game and strategizing out which order you want to play the bosses in. Because Mega Man is kind of like Kirby, he brutally murders somebody and then absorbs their eternal soul and gains their abilities. However, you only get these abilities after beating the robot masters equipped with it. The abilities consist of Rolling Cutter, Thunder Beam, Firestorm, Super Arm, Hyper Bomb, and Ice Slasher. Now, there's also another ability that has no correlation to the Robot Masters, and that is this game's only item, that being Magnet Beam, which is pretty much just a platform you can place anywhere in a stage to help you get to hard areas and find secrets and stuff. I don't know, it's lame. You have to use it like once in the end of the game, that's about it. Now, all of the abilities you unlock in this game can actually be incredibly helpful depending on which order you play the bosses, since every one of these abilities is a certain boss's weakness. For example, Iceman is weak to Thunder Beam, Fireman is weak to... what the fuck? For example, Iceman is weak to Thunder Beam, and Fireman is weak to Ice Slasher. This makes your decision on which order to play the bosses in pretty important, seeing as most of these bosses are incredibly difficult without using their weakness against them. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to mention, this game is like incredibly hard. While nowadays the game is pretty easy to beat, you know, you can use save states, rewinds, all that fancy stuff that modern emulation provides. but that doesn't stop the original version from being an absolute bitch. But not like a lying, cheating, horror type bitch. No, it's like a really nice bitch that you just hate because of your own emotional instability. Like, this game isn't unfair, it's just difficult. Every time you mess up in this game, it makes you feel like it's entirely your fault. The game is really good at showing certain gimmicks for the levels early on, or guiding you through how the game works without holding your hand the entire time, which is something games should do again, by the way. Looking at you, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But if you haven't ever played a Mega Man game or heard much about the series, then you probably heavily associate it with being incredibly difficult. But it really isn't. I know I just said it's hard, but like the grand scheme of most games, it's really nothing too crazy. Mega Man 1 is not on par with any Souls-likes, despite what r/Mega Man wants you to think. Now yeah, playing this game on original hardware with the NES's knife of a controller that's gonna stab into your palms and make your hands bleed is probably pretty difficult. I mean, this game was probably insufferable in 1987 when it came out. Not only is the game itself hard, especially with no rewind and save states, but also back then people weren't as ruined and good at video games. So yeah, in a way Mega Man was the Dark Souls of its era. But on from that, I want to talk about all my positives for Mega Man 1. First off, the game is pretty just good controlling in general. Mega Man is like super tight to use, he's super fun, he's super snappy and responsive. Playing this game really feels like it's completely your fault if you ever mess up, like really. Mega Man is just like the perfect control. Like he literally has one frame where he like slightly steps forward and then he starts the run cycle. Like why does he do that? It's so you can slightly inch along the curves of everything in this game so that you don't mess up. They really wanted you to feel like you're trash when you played this game. I swear to God. And also, I genuinely like a lot of the level design of Mega Man 1. I know a lot of people think it's some of the worst in the series for some reason, but not me, buddy. I like a lot of these stages. Like, Gutsman stage is pretty fun. I know the little moving platforms are incredibly evil, but they're kind of fun. Like, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty cool. It's a fun level. I don't know. I also like a lot of the settings in this game. Like, you know, for Iceman, you have like this like frozen over paradise. At the beginning, you have all these frozen palm trees and stuff, and you get into a frozen ocean that has penguins and all these other creatures and gizmos. I don't know. Fireman stage takes place inside of what I presume is a factory of sorts, and there's fire just spurting out of everything and coming to constantly hit you and burn you and kill you. For Bomb Man stage, I don't know what the fuck that even is. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I don't know who Bomb Man is. I don't know why he has bombs. I don't get it. I don't get any of it. I don't know what I'm even looking at here. It feels like an alien world. Cutman stage is just like a big tower that's kind of green, and there's like these scissors that come out and try to cut you up and kill you. It's pretty cool. Gutsman stage is like a cool little like mine. You have to shoot these miner robots. I mean, I like it. It's cool. Like you even like descend further into the mine as the level goes on, that's pretty sick. I'm not even gonna lie, that's pretty cool. And finally, one of my favorite levels in the game is Electman stage. Electman is my favorite robot master. I know all of you care deeply about my opinions on the robot masters. He's my favorite. But his stage is pretty awesome. I like it a lot. Like the whole idea of constantly ascending further into the sky and climbing up this whole tower just to get to the top, and you have to fight them. Like they really like kind of push the whole ascending vibe in this stage, like to the point where you literally climb up a ladder just to get to the boss room, which is pretty cool, and it's like the only time that's ever been done in this whole series of games. Now the level itself is pretty BS, but it's a cool like design choice. I like it a lot. It's cool. It's cool. But once you beat those robot masters, you have to sit through the worst stages in the whole game. The Wily stages. The Wily stages are not my favorite thing in the world because they really sell the whole idea of being a final area, because it is your final area. You're never getting to that final boss, I swear to God. The Wily stages are concocted in a lab by the most evil scientist you could ever imagine. Like, I'm pretty sure Satan himself came to Capcom headquarters and designed all these levels in every game. They're not the best. In Mega Man 1, they're annoying. Like, there's a lot of really bad BS areas. I could never play this game without rewind at the Wily area. Oh my God, the Wily stages are so bad. even into Mega Man X, like that series version of the Wily stages are the Sigma stages. as in the final boss, Sigma, not Sigma male. But those stages even suck too. Like the first one they were like, alright, this is not evil enough. Even though everyone dies here and it's horrible, we have to make it worse in every ongoing game. But there are a total of 6 Wily stages, and they're all just kind of okay. Now, you don't actually get to pick the order in which you play these stages. They just kind of go like a normal video game. And in all of these Wily stages, you actually have to fight bosses specific to the stages, which are all terrible. None of them are good. Yellow Devil is the worst thing ever invented, and it's just bad. Yellow Devil is actually harder than the final boss. I don't know why they put him in the game. I don't think anyone has ever even beaten him by not pressing the pause button and spamming Thunder Beam, but yeah. But once you beat all 6 of these levels, you get to go on to the final boss, which is against Dr. Wily in the Wily machine, which is piloted by, guess who? Dr. Wily. He's stupid. Dr. Wily is just like a bad character in general, not because he's like evil or anything, just because he has nothing to go for. He has no motives or anything at all. Like his whole motive is that he just likes chaos and wants Mega Man to suffer. What's the point of this? He's in every single video. He's in all of these games. He's the final boss in literally all of them besides Mega Man 5 on Game Boy. Really? What is it? What's up with that? What is his deal? He's like honestly just as bad as the Reverse Flash. Like he just hates rock with such a burning passion. I don't get it, man. But the final boss of this game can be really BS if you don't have like absolute perfect timing or already know the strategy to get through the stage. But pretty much, he just shoots a bunch of balls at you and you have to dodge them. You have to jump, you gotta jump and shoot. Just jump and shoot them over and over. It's really not that hard, especially if you're playing with rewind and save states. You can probably nail this fight in like maybe 15 minutes. But yeah, it's very not good. It's kind of lackluster, but at the same time I feel like it really fits for being lackluster, because like this whole game you go against all these crazy bosses. It's so hard, and by the time that you finally get to the last stage of the game, you're like, please God, another boss, the hardest one? And then it's like, no, he's just kinda a little bit hard, maybe, if you're bad. And I don't know, I kind of really like that. I like how the game just like builds up this whole thing, and then like you get to the boss and you're like, oh, this is easy as shit. Fuck. And with that, Mega Man 1 is done, and you get to watch this really cool little like animated credits scene that I like. It's really impressive for the NES. Like, I mean, the fact that they even put that in the game in the first place is cool. And it's at the end of this credit scene where we get our first look at Dr. Light and Roll, which are Mega Man's sister and creator slash father. Roll is not really his sister either. There's kind of some weird like incest stuff going on there, or at least the fan base thinks there is. So I don't know, but yeah, that is pretty much the entirety of Mega Man 1. It's a good game. It has a decent soundtrack. It has fun controls, great bosses. I don't know. It's overall a really solid game. A lot of people say that it doesn't hold up too well, but me personally, I think it holds up just fine. This game is still fun to this day. And that might just be because I grew up playing it and I have a lot of nostalgia for the game, but at the same time, I do genuinely think it's still pretty good. Now, I don't know why this game spawned over 130 sequels, but good God, it did. The Mega Man franchise just kind of went completely off the rails after this game. They're like, you know what? This game came out in 1988. 2 years later, we're gonna make a sequel called Mega Man 2 in 1990. And we're not gonna release it on the SNES, we're releasing it on the NES, baby. Because the SNES is pretty new, alright? That makes sense. And then, Mega Man 3, and then Mega Man 4, and Mega Man 5, and Mega Man 6. Oh my God, why are they all on the NES? Jesus Christ, every single one of these games looks exactly the same. They're all just carbon copies of Mega Man 1. But sometimes, occasionally, they change up the gameplay. Give Mega Man a charge shot, or a slide, or a fucking dildo to use. I don't know. It's like Capcom found a formula. They kind of struck gold with it, and they're like, you know what? Let's milk the absolute shit out of this franchise. They did. So much to the point where they started, like, 15 other sub-series and continuously made games in every Mega Man series at the same time and released them all in the same fucking year. What the hell? There's a Mega Man RPG, there's a 3D Mega Man RPG, there's a fucking Mega Man X where you get the dash and it's really gritty and cool, and Mega Man's like emo sometimes, and there's a guy with a sword and he's cool, and then there's Mega Man Zero, which is like, it takes place in the far future after Mega Man X, but it's its own different timeline at the same time. It's so confusing. What are they doing? Then there's Mega Man ZX, that's a Metroidvania. There are 2 of those. They're Metroidvanias released on the Nintendo DS, and then there's Mega Man Legends, which is like the whole 3D Mega Man thing, completely different universe. It takes place after Mega Man X for some reason. What is happening? It's just too much. I don't think that people really understand, because in my last video I got a lot of hate in the comments for me saying that it's been forever since the last Mega Man game, because, well, it's been 7 years. And 7 years with no games at all is pretty astonishing for Mega Man. This series used to consistently release around 3 or 4 games every single year for a long ass time. And yeah, there were some long gaps in between these. There was a 12-year wait between Mega Man 8 and 9, but at the same time, we were still getting Mega Man X games, getting Battle Network games, Star Force games, not Legends, and Jesus Louises, come on, man. It's just kind of jarring to go from getting constant games that are all pretty good to getting one game and then nothing. So, I don't know. I hope you guys understand why Mega Man fans are so annoyed by the fact that there has not been a new game in 7 years, and why is there a new Monster Hunter and Resident Evil released every single other week by Capcom, but no Mega Man. Come on, I'm losing my marbles here, buddy. Please, somebody make it stop. But anyway, that is about it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't let me know in the comments. I don't give a fuck. And also, please check out my channel if you have not already. That last video got really popular. I'm not really hoping this one will, because, like, I really don't even, like, I do Let's Plays, buddy. Let me do Let's Plays. Let me just do the easy stuff, please. This is not the easy stuff. That's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Be sure to check out my other video on games that are like Mega Man, and, yeah, peace out. Bye. See you later. You snooze, you'll lose. Last one there's a rotten egg. Fuck.